From the stadium that hosted Super Bowl 48 back in 2014, there's a look at MetLife Stadium here in East Rutherford. Nothing like the fanfare of introductions to an NFL game, and that was in evidence a moment ago. Fireworks, pyrotechnics, you name it. This crowd is ready as their guys get set to match up between the Baltimore Ravens and the New York Jets. The kickoff team on the field now as they will send this one away. That'll be taken in the end zone. And no run back here. This will be a touchback, and it comes out to the 25-yard line.
Check 55 to Mike. Check 55 to Mike. And let's pin the mirrors back and go full strip.
Going to give this time to the tailback. He'll have a first down past the 40. And he is into the end zone for a Baltimore touchdown. A great play there. 75 yards as his guys are able to strike first here in this opening quarter. Justin Tucker for the extra point. And the Ravens lead at 7-0.
Makes the score Ravens 7, Jets 0.
Tucker now to kick it away following the touchdown. And no return on this one as the fair catch is signaled for and taken.
Let's go.
The Jets take over first and 10 at their own 25-yard line.
Darnold going to lead the Jets up now, 1st and 10 at their own 25-yard line.
Check 3. Alert flare, alert flare, flare. Motion.
Now the first carry for Le'Veon Bell. And not much to speak of. Call it a 1-yard gain up to the 26.
They tried a quick hitter inside, but that one was swallowed up because what they're hoping, those big defensive linemen will take the bait and move laterally and open up a crease that they can run through. Didn't happen on that play.
Here's 2nd and 9, just a yard on that last run.
Watch the slant.
Out of the shotgun, here's Darnold. That's caught by his tight end, Gerald Everett. And he's taken down, but able to slip across the 35. 10 yards is the pickup, good enough for a Jet first down. Now, Charles, what's the mindset here offensively? You gave up the touchdown pretty quickly. Would it have changed if you had gotten a stop and it would be 0-0 right now, or no?
I wouldn't think so. I think in most cases, just down a touchdown, you know, I mean, we're just getting started here. It should be a long way to go. You think to yourself, stick with the game plan, all the things you worked on in practice. But you have some teams that when they get down, their natural tendency is to aggressively strike back. And let's see if they want to get outside of the game plan we expect and try and be aggressive on their first series.
And a quick throw here, that's complete. And they're well past midfield, just a yard or two shy of the 40. That's good for a Jet first down, a gain of 13.
I like the screen being called here early in the game, especially on the opening drive, because, Brandon, when guys come out of the locker room, especially those pass rushers, they are so amped up to get to the quarterback that you can use that against them, and a screen pass is a great way of doing it. A lot of teams against good pass rushing teams, they want to run the screen 10 to 12 times in a game.
This is Bell. He'll fight forward for a couple down inside the 40.
One thing to keep in mind, partner, especially in the second half, when you've got a running back of this size, of these dimensions, I can just tell you, attrition does set in for a defense because you're excited about hitting him in the first half, Maybe not so much in the second half, and some of these shorter gains turn into bigger runs later.
And a big loss here as he's taken down. Aaron Donald. Give him the credit for the sack and a loss of 14 yards.
Enough takes a start to have a good drive. Quite like a big loss on a sack, does it?
No, now they're looking at a 3rd and long, and suddenly the momentum shifted to the other side of the football.
And old Mo is a very, very fickle man.
Darnold and the Jets come up 3rd and long following the sack.
Watch 14. No, 80. 56. Mike, 56.
3rd and long, it's Darnold. Oh, the pressure too great, and he goes down once more. Aaron Donald picks up his 2nd sack of the afternoon. The start of this game shaping up nicely on that visiting sideline.
Yeah, how about that? You get your points on the opening drive. Then you get a big sack there on 3rd down, and you make the home crowd go, shh.
There is a hush indeed. So on 4th down, they bring on the Michigan man, Matt Wild, to kick it away. Oh, he's going to go ahead and field it from the 3-yard line. And when it's said and done, it's a 58-yard punt. And the Ravens will get it. 1st and 10 from deep in their own territory. The Raven offense set at the line for this next drive. And coming off a one-play drive that was so deflating for the defense, what's their mentality? How do they rally here and stop this offense?
Well, hopefully there's some determination that sets in because they weren't ready to go on the last one. Give all the credit to the offensive guys for getting it done, but to allow a run of that length, that's just not being prepared. So now, are they determined? Are they ready to read their keys and make the proper plays?
And we'll see how determined they are. Throwing on 2nd and 8, Trubisky. And seeing nowhere to throw, he chucks this one away from harm, incomplete. Now it's 3rd down. So the failure to connect on 2nd down, that leaves him staring up here at a 3rd and 8.
Kill, kill, kill.
Throwing here, Trubisky. Got a man, it's Brown. Uses the stiff arm. 10 yards there, good enough for a Raven 1st down.
I like watching the wide receiver screen because it's a real teamwork play. Because guess what? The guy catching the ball, he'll get all the credit. But how about the people up to block in front of him, either fellow receivers or offensive linemen? That makes that play a really nice timing play, and sometimes it can break big.
They'll throw on 1st down with Trubisky. He's going deep for Brown. Oh, wide open, complete. And all the way in for a Ravens touchdown. Hollywood Marquise Brown, 77 yards as the Ravens push further out in front. Tucker with the extra point, and it's now 14-0. Tucker now to kick it away following the touchdown. And a fair catch signaled for and taken successfully.
Let's go, let's go.
The Jets take over 1st and 10 at their own 25-yard line.
The New York offense taking over for their next possession. Already down 2 touchdowns here in the 1st half. This becomes a pretty important drive, doesn't it?
It certainly does, and a lot of the teams script plays. We know that, right? They have a script to start the ball game, and typically those scripts go between 12 and 24, 25 plays. Down 2 touchdowns early, probably not very deep into their script. I think that they'll stay with it. I don't think they'll abandon it just yet and try and generate some offense on this drive.
Anything. At least 3 points, get that 0 off the board. Well, they had the run for no gain. Now they'll try again from the 25 on 2nd and 10.
Switch, switch, switch.
Topper, Topper!
Young lady.
The shotgun snap for Darnold. Pass incomplete. The linebacker, Fred Warner, right there on the coverage.
It's always tough for the guys throwing the football when they think they've got a completion and the ball's almost there, and then someone sneaks a hand or two in and bats it away.
The threat of a 2nd straight punt to start the game is looming as they come up 3rd and 10.
57's Mike. Mike 57.
Darnold from the gun. And that is incomplete. The linebacker, Fred Warner, right there on the coverage.
I think the punter might start to get into a pretty good rhythm here if he keeps getting opportunities. But that's the last thing his team wants to have happen, right? The last thing you want to see is your punter feeling pretty good because he's out there all the time.
Yeah, first quarter only, but they're 0 for 2 on third down conversions to start this thing. 21 yards. Well done on the return. And the Ravens, they'll take over. The Raven offense set at the line for this next drive. And right now they're saying, hey, let's keep this going. 2 drives, 2 touchdowns.
Yeah, can't ask for a better start than that, can you? I mean, this is the way you practice it. This is the way you rehearse it. But right now, the play calling, they're locked in really well.
2 yards on the pickup there. It'll be 2nd and 8.
They tried a quick hitter inside, but that one was swallowed up because what they're hoping, those big defensive linemen will take the bait and move laterally and open up a crease that they can run through. Didn't happen on that play.
14-0 the score. This is the NFL on EA Sports. On third down, Trubisky. He's going to rifle one deep left side. And that'll wind up incomplete. Bold play call there. Now it's 4th down. You can tell they were hoping for a flag there offensively. Several on the sideline motioning. Hey, why not a penalty? Why not a penalty? What did you see?
Yeah, I think you've got to let them play. And the officials are instructed, if there's contact coming from both sides, no flag. Let them fight it out.
And forces 4th down. So they'll play the field position game here as a very nice punt is going to pin them back.
Yeah, it's almost like watching a game of tennis, or do you prefer ping pong? You know, back and forth like that? But it definitely was excellent, wasn't it?
They're not ready for this. They still playing.
And just not much to be had there. 1 yard out to the 10.
Well, we saw him there trying to get it to the outside, trying to get to the perimeter, but not a whole lot of room there. But there's got to be one positive to that. If you keep moving laterally, creases tend to develop as the game moves on, and they can run it back inside later.
And this turns into disaster. He's not going to get forward progress. That'll be a safety. And, Charles, at some point, you can't keep worrying about big play. Can this be perfect? You just have to get the ball out of the end zone.
And in the offensive huddle, that was discussed when they called the play. Just get out of the end zone. But you know what's interesting? A lot of the times in the defensive huddle, they actually call a set and then say at the end of it, get a safety. So it's preached, it's coached, it's thought about.
They'll bring it back to just about the 25. Call it the 24-yard line. The Raven offense set at the line for this next drive. And they're coming off a 3-and-out, my friend.
I think they've got to look at that play sheet and go to a spot that they haven't gone before. Try to shake things up a little bit to try and get this offense moving.
Okay, so how do you do that? How do you shake things up?
You look at what you called before, realize it hasn't worked
Go to
so
something
well,
else.
and maybe you try and find one of those special plays from one of your better players, and maybe try and hit something big and get things going in the excitement area.
From the 24, they'll go again on 2nd and 10. Here's Trubisky to throw. Eluding the pressure right. On the run, he'll let this go deep right side. And that's caught inside the 35. And all the way in for a Ravens touchdown. Deebo Samuel, 76 yards. As the Ravens push further out in front. As he was shuffling right out of the pocket, you could just tell he was going to take a shot downfield. He had his eyes down there the whole way.
He certainly did. He wasn't taking off to go, right? When he was flush from the pocket, a lot of times you see him, eyes will drop, ball will get tucked, and he takes off, becomes a running back. But as you noted, stayed alive as a passer, tremendous body control, and a pretty good arm there, too.
The New York offense taking over for their next possession. And we don't want to call this desperation time, especially in the second quarter, but you're down. You know, but let me finish.
Okay, my bad.
You're down 3 scores already. You've done nothing offensively, nothing on the scoreboard. That's not a good combination.
I think you just called it desperation time. I think you did. But let's face it, you mentioned this to me in a break earlier in the game. The energy level hasn't been there right from the start. We've noticed that they've got to find a way to get on their toes and start punching instead of retreating, to use a boxing analogy.
That catch good for only a yard, and it'll be 3rd down.
The goal of a wide receiver screen is get enough blockers in front to create a wall and let him pick his spot to run the football. How about the defense there, swarming to it and not allowing that to happen? Did not let him get downfield.
Crunch. Under 10. 10. Watch the edge.
On 3rd down, here's Bell. And he won't be close to a 1st down as he runs into a wall right around the line of scrimmage. No gain on the play there. A nice job defensively. And it likely forces a punt situation on 4th. And he's been a busy man here in this first half as he gets it away. Give him 11 yards that time on the return. And that will come the offense as they take over. The Raven offense set at the line for this next drive.
Watch the slant. Kill. Turn up. Kill. Turn up.
And he'll give it here to his running back. And they're going to stop him right at the line of scrimmage. Just no cutback lane to be found whatsoever. 2nd and 10.
Perfectly designed blitz right there. They took that one from the grease board to the field because they were able to free up their linebacker to get into the backfield and spill the play.
So after the run for no gain, here's 2nd and 10. They'll run it now out of the gun. 4 yards on the pickup there as they get it back to a more manageable 3rd and 7.
Some of the most unselfish players on any football team, defensive tackles, because we ask them to just eat up blocks and allow other people to make tackles. But when he can make a play himself, as we just saw there, that's a big day.
And it looks like we've got a dime set here defensively. 6 DBs in the game. From the gun, it's Trubisky. Looks to throw, fires right side. And that's going to be incomplete. The coverage too good there. The contact popped the ball free, and it's 4th down. The Ravens send their punter out now as he'll kick it away for the 2nd time. And he didn't quite have the backspin on that one. It hits at the 4 and continues into the end zone. It's a touchback. The New York offense taking over for their next possession. And still no points on the scoreboard. You're coming off of the 3 and out. They're just looking for anything to grab onto right now, aren't they?
I'm wondering if someone's going to take charge in the huddle. You know, we always look to the quarterback, but sometimes it's another player on the team, a star, a veteran, someone with some excitement and energy. It's like, all right, guys, let's shake things up and let's go, because they still have an opportunity to make things happen.
Shake it off. And he'll be corralled right around the 34. 10 yards is the pickup, good enough for a Jet 1st down.
Coming in, he really liked his chance of having a big year based on a terrific offseason, and runs like that on opening weekend show that he's right.
We play to win. Let's go.
We remind you that coming up in 2 minutes, we'll again head down to visit with Jonathan Coachman in Orlando, back for another year. He'll have scores from around the NFL here on this opening weekend. Now a draw play. This is Bell. Jadeveon Clowney there on the stop.
But we just saw a great example of what we talked about with his coach prior to the game. He's definitely one of the better linebackers at reading a play and flowing to make the stop before it turns into something big.
They'll run it with Bell. It's a 4-yard pickup there, and it leaves him with 3rd and 5.
It's interesting going into this game. There was so much talk from both sides about who would control the line of scrimmage. I think we've seen who has it in this one so far.
Well, they bottled him up. He's barely averaging over 3 yards a carry right now. To throw is Darnold. That's complete to the tight end, Everett. And they'll get him down about 3 yards short of the first. Now the Ravens going to use one of their timeouts as they get the stoppage with a little over 50 seconds to go in the first half. And he gets it away, a directional kick going toward the sideline. And this one sails out of bounds. I think it'll be inside the 25. It will. 24-yard line is where they'll spot it. The Raven offense set at the line for this next drive. You've got under a minute to go here until halftime. You got the good-sized lead. No need to do anything crazy.
No, there really is no need to do anything crazy. The smart play, go ahead and take your lead into the locker room and then try and add to it in the second half. But there's a part of me that looks at this and says, first half going my way, I have a little bit of a cushion. Let's go ahead and try and extend things. If you've got some good plays drawn up, you might want to think about them right here.
At the 26-yard line.
The run only got a yard. Here's 2nd and 9.
General West.
They'll keep it on the ground again here. And he'll push forward here for a good little run as the clock continues to run. Calling an 8-yard gain. Much better shape now on 3rd and just a yard. And you see the clock almost empty, so this is likely the last play in the second quarter. Once again, they'll keep it on the ground. And he will be very close to a first down, but I see the closed fist of the referee, and that means 4th down. So we've reached halftime here on opening weekend. As we'll send you down the coast now to Orlando, that's where we find Jonathan Coachman, ready with our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach. We'll see if week 1 fatigue becomes any kind of a factor as we are back underway in the second half. This is taken about 7 yards deep. And no run back here. This will be a touchback, and it comes out to the 25-yard line. The New York offense taking over for their next possession. And that first half, one to forget really on both sides of the ball. They got to find some way to string something together here, don't they?
Yeah, they're down big right now. So as you mentioned, trying to find something to string together, get some consistency, something sustained, maybe calm their whole team down and find a way to get back in this one.
Yeah, because right now you're down big, you're being shut out. Let's see if this is the drive that kind of kickstarts them. So the opening play of the drive goes backwards. Now they'll come up on 2nd and 12. And they're able to get this one across the 35. Give him 15 yards on that one, and the Jets move the chains.
Sometimes it's hard to believe, but there are times this game is about patience, isn't it? Has had the game he expected, but that run there, that may get him going.
I was just going to say, maybe that gives him a little juice, because you're right, he struggled, especially in that first half.
Yeah, and I know the great ones always think to themselves, just hang in there. I'm just one big carry away from busting this open. That's a good start for him.
So that flag will cost him 15.
And it doesn't matter anymore how you get the face mask. Any part of it, that's going to be 15 yards.
And now it's 1st and 10. A big mistake, especially when you factor in the personal foul yardage. Here's a quick throw to Thielen. Give him 3 on the play, and it'll bring up a second down.
It's a game of matchups, and that's why you take your receivers and move them around a bunch, especially your best guys. And when they work out of the slot, you often hear the coaches talk about how great it is because it gives you a two-way go. You can break out or you can break in. That makes it hard to defend.
Young lady, 57's the mic. Watch 57. Smooth.
From the 41, Darnold. And this one incomplete. Too much contact to hold on to that one, and it's 3rd down. We saw this a lot in the first half, and it continues. These receivers just not able to get much separation.
So that means they have to win the 50-50 balls. They've got to go up with the defender and find a way to start coming down with them.
And this time, contact and another incomplete pass.
Hey, check Mike 57. Mike 57. Watch the slant. Watch the slant.
Hey, box drop.
Throwing here on 3rd down, Darnold. Open man is Thielen. It's complete. And he's going to be taken down with the 1st down at the Ravens 19.
Nice catch right there. Brings to mind the sentence, when in doubt, find your veterans.
I used to laugh back in the day when they would call guys like him crafty veterans. You get up in your 30s, you're still playing receiver, but you're around that long at that position, you're doing something right.
Just remember this. When he was young, he thought the crafty veteran was simply a guy who couldn't run anymore. Now he understands a little bit better.
At the 21-yard line.
57's Mike. You better be afraid of me. You better be afraid of me.
Again, it's Bell. And that one blown up quickly as he's going to be stopped before he could even get started. It's a loss of 4. Now 3rd down. So 2 plays with only negative yardage to show, and now it's 3rd and 16. Now Darnold. And that will be incomplete.
You hear the calls for a penalty, but I just don't think so. I think in this situation, the defender was making sure his guy couldn't hold on to the football. So I don't see anything that warranted a flag.
No, I'm with you. There was contact, but I'm happy they kept that flag in the back pocket. And his kick here is good. And the deficit falls under 20 now. It's a 19-point game. So a good drive there to begin quarter number 3, but they're only able to shave 3 points off the lead.
Well, something's better than nothing. All right, they didn't play particularly well in the first half, but they definitely need him to step on the accelerator now and play a whole lot better.
The Raven offense set at the line for this next drive. Now Trubisky on 1st down. And seeing no options, he just tosses this one away, incomplete. Now that'll bring up 2nd down.
Yeah, that one sailed on him. You've got to make sure you give your receiver a chance to come down inbounds because they are very gifted. They'll make the circus catches, but if they make them out of bounds, that does you no good.
An incomplete pass leads to 2nd and 10 from the 25. Now a handoff here to his running back. And he's upended after a gain of 2 out to the 27.
Well, that's a good start to this drive on the defensive side of the ball.
Force the incompletion on 1st down, then you're able to shut down the running play on 2nd.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised now. A little bit of pressure going at the quarterback in an expected passing situation.
Let's get off the field, D.
X3, 218, chop.
57's Mike. Mike 57. Let him know, let him know. Let him know, let him know.
They'll run it now out of the gun. And he's taken down, but able to slip across the 35. 12 yards to pick up there. Good for a Raven first.
Something to watch here in week 1 of the season, tackling. Because you and I both know that in the preseason, a lot of these guys don't play a whole lot. Plus the intensity and the speed really ratchets up on opening week.
He's going deep for Brown. And that's going to be incomplete. Too tough to hold on to that one. It's second down.
A lot of contact there, but there was no way it appeared that he was going to get a flag on that one. Looking for it, but he wasn't going to get it. And as an ex-defensive back, you love it when they let you play and jostle downfield.
They work again from the 38 on 2nd and 10. Now Trubisky to throw. Buying time to his left. Got a man over the middle, and it's complete. And they're able to work this to the 25 before it's all said and done. That one good for 37 yards. So in Jet territory now. Here's 1st and 10 at the 25-yard line. And hit behind the line. He lost the football. It's loose. And it's scooped up by the Jets. And the return stops at the 39-yard line. So the defense there, opportunistic.
It's nice to give them credit, isn't it? Because so many times it's more a matter of what the offensive guy didn't do. He didn't secure the ball, didn't cover up. In this case, let's just give credit to where it belongs. Knocked it free, made a big play.
They'll try and get the running game going with Bell. Nowhere to go that time. He maybe got a yard up to the 40.
I think if they want to start getting back into this game, it behooves them to get better on 1st down.
Yeah, certainly not what they were looking for there out of the opening play of this drive.
Mike, 57. It's coming this way, coming this way. Here we go, here we go, here we go.
On 2nd and 9, Darnold, a screen to Bell. And that play went nowhere. Losing yardage. It'll be back at the 36. That'll wind up going for a loss of 4. And it'll be a 3rd and about 13.
50 seconds to Mike. And we got to get to the ball, team. We got to get to the ball. Let's keep moving. Convert it. Hey, 80. There we go.
Darnold. He's going to look deep down the field. Into heavy traffic, and it's intercepted. Picked off near the 34. And his guys are going to take over at the 34-yard line. The Raven offense set at the line for this next drive. Now, that turnover might just about do it here. 4th quarter, the lead that you've got, they can just run the football, run the clock.
Exactly right. They played smart, a couple of 1st downs, and this one should just about be over.
And to give this time to the tailback. And for one of the few times here today, this run's not going to go anywhere. Officially no gain on the play, and it's 2nd down.
Let's go, baby. Turnover. Get that ball. Get that ball.
Play action. Now Trubisky. And a big loss here as he's taken down.
One thing that I liked about this guy during the draft process was his motor. Of course, I loved his skills, but he plays hard on every down.
And that motor on full display there as he gets his first NFL sack. Let's see what they draw up here. 3rd and long following the sack of Trubisky. Play action. It's Trubisky. He's going to loft one deep left side here. Into a double team, and it's intercepted. Picked off by Brian Poole. And they finally put an end to this return, but not before he's all the way down to the 37. So they get the takeaway, but that's just step one. They still have a lot of work to do.
But they don't want to focus on that now. Now it's about getting the ball in the end zone and hoping they can take it away again.
Yeah, still a 3-score game, though, 4th quarter.
I'm going to run you over. Check 24. Check. Lady.
Now a first down carry by Bell. And he'll snag about 5 yards down to the 32.
Partner, I think from our experience together, we have learned that most offensive coordinators are going to tell you, if I'm going to run the football on first down, I've got to get at least 4 yards. They got 5 here. They've got to feel pretty good about that one.
After the pickup of 5, here's 2nd and 5.
Here we go,
They'll go again with Bell. And he gets stopped up at the 31 after a gain of maybe a yard. 5 yards on first down, but now just a 1-yard pickup there on 2nd.
Well, so many times we look at a short run and we praise the offense for trying to set the tempo and establish things, but the defensive guys, hey, they just won the battle there. It wasn't a big run given up. They don't always have to absorb the body blows. Sometimes they dish them out themselves.
From the gun on 3rd down, here's Darnold. He finds his target. It's Crowder. They're able to convert on 3rd down, and that sets up a 1st and goal.
An ex-teammate used to tell me all the time, I hate experienced quarterbacks because no matter what, you really can't hide what you're doing. And I think that right there, he knew right away where the blitz was coming from, where his primary guy was going to be, and he ended up going to a secondary target for a nice game.
I was just going to ask you, that wasn't the primary target. He's so good at that, isn't he?
I think he knew right away that he wasn't going to get to his primary guy. I think he read that as soon as he got to the line of scrimmage, knew where the pressure was going to come from, and said, I know how to beat that, and that's what he did.
The Jets are going to use the first of their timeouts. That'll leave them with 2 remaining. We'll be back after this. First and goal, and they got to be thinking a chance to get right back into this football game. Now Bell. And he's in. Touchdown, Jets. Taking it in from 7 yards away. And the Jets are able to cut into this deficit. Point after here coming up. And he's got it. That makes our score now 22-10. Set now to kick this one away, and off it goes. Fielded about a yard deep. And he's up past the 20 to the 22-yard line. The Raven offense set at the line for this next drive. Now all of a sudden we've got an interesting game here. You just saw them go down and score a touchdown. And what was a comfortable lead at halftime, it's down to a 2-score game.
And so the obvious thought is they've got to ramp things back up again. Got to get the offense into high gear. But we've seen this before. When you've kind of been in shutdown mode for a while thinking that you're okay, it's hard to mash the gas again and have everything work perfectly. They've got to patch together a good drive right here and now.
Because defensively, got to be feeling confident. They haven't allowed a point this half. A 1-yard gain there following the 3-yard pickup on first down.
Bottom line, they want to keep this clock rolling, so they'll take that one right there. They just want to keep falling forward, and they want to put the onus on the big fellas up front in order to bring this one home.
From the gun on third down, it's Trubisky. And intercepted. Maybe the turning point they need. Picked off around the 37. And he brings this one back. It's a pick six and a Jet touchdown. Now the try here for the point after. And this is back to a 5-point game. So they throw the pick six. They'll get another shot at it now as this one's in the air. This is fielded at the goal line. And he'll take it back to about the 19-yard line.
Let's go.
At their own 19-yard line.
The Raven offense set at the line for this next drive. They've been asleep for a little while on this side of the football, Charles, and the score is just a one-score game now. Haven't had any points this half. What gives?
Let's go old school here. All right, let's get back to the basics. Get back to running the football, high percentage throws. Find the guys that eat pressure and make plays for you and make sure they touch it.
It's now 2nd and 6 at the 23-yard line.
Clock continuing to run. They'll probably wind this all the way before snapping it on 2nd down.
Hey, 18.
They'll run it now out of the gun. 2 yards the gain there, and now they're left with a 3rd and about 4 for a first. And this defense here going to burn their 2nd timeout. But you can also factor in another timeout that they'll get when the clock stops at the 2-minute warning. This a big play for both sides. What will we see here? 3rd and 4. From the shotgun is Trubisky. And that is incomplete. Oh, he had a defender right there with him to force that to the ground. And 4th down now coming up. Well, the other day they told us when we've got 3rd and 5 or less, we have to be able to convert. And I guess every team would say that, Charles, but an opportunity missed there.
What they were trying to tell us is they believe it's a matchup game at that point. And they liked some matchups that they had, thought they could exploit them, unable to do so on that play.
So it's Jets football as we get you reset here. They come up on a 1st and 10, desperately needing a score here on what could be their final drive.
Where you at? Who's that? Is that yours? Who's that? Hey, 80. 57's Mike. Mike 57.
Let's get it together, D. Hey, Zoo. Keep going, keep going. Mike 57.
Bound to lose one.
He's back to throw. Flush to his right. He's going to take off with it. Now a pause for an injury, and oh boy, that looks like the quarterback Darnold. Yeah, he's down. Hate to see this. Week 1 of the season. We'll be back.
What? Wait, 20.
Rip right.
Hey, 76.
Now it's the backup Goff. That's complete to the receiver, Thielen. 8 yards on the completion, but now they face 3rd down.
It drives some people crazy to see those short throws underneath. They've got to find a way to gash the defense downfield.
Goff now to throw. Now a desperation throw deep downfield. And that'll be incomplete. Now they took their shot all right, but it comes up empty. And it's 4th down. These are the spots, this stage of the game, where it pays to have speed on the perimeter, doesn't it?
It certainly does, and in the 2nd quarter, he may very well have run by him, but in this situation, I know as a defender, I'm loosening up a couple of extra steps that allowed him to run with him stride for stride.
And down by 5, they've got to go for it here on 4th down. They go ahead and snap it. Gone. This one caught by Crowder. 10 yards is the pickup, good enough for a Jet 1st down. Obviously a big 1st down right there.
Yeah, they still got to hustle. They got to get up to the line of scrimmage and get set. But I don't think necessarily you need to spike it, but they've got to continue to move quickly.
Just week one, but already plenty of intrigue with the games going on, and this one no different as we come up on a 1st and 10.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
57. Mike, 57. Check tight, check tight. Check tight.
You up. Back.
Now it's gone. And he can't get a throw off. He's taken down. What a huge play at this point in the game. Jadeveon Clowney showing the explosiveness on the sack. He'll look to throw. Forced out to his left. And that is intercepted on the sideline. Wait, no. They'll say no. It was caught out of bounds. So this is just an incompletion here. An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on 3rd down.
Push him back.
Hey, 5.
57, 57's left. Here it comes. Win the rep. Let's go right here.
They'll look to throw. Flushed out right. He's going to let it fly. And that's going to wind up incomplete. However, we do have a flag down. Let's check in with our referee. This home crowd, they're happy with that call.
I like the way you said happy there, right? The so-called good guys didn't get a call. They feel like it's been that way all afternoon. You feeling their pain?
They finally got one.
Yes, they did.
17.
Goff. And he's across for the touchdown, and it's likely the game winner here in the closing stages.
So for those of little faith, guess what? It got done. They now have the lead with that touchdown this late in the contest. I wonder if that was a play they were holding or a play that they just knew would work from past experience.
Well, I just saw it in their eyes on the sideline before starting that last drive, and they did. You're right. They got it done. Looks like they're going to be the winners. So Goff will lead his guys up to the line to go for the two-point conversion. They'll try and run it in with Bell. And he will not get there. He comes up short. And they're unable to push this lead to a field goal as it'll remain a one-point game. The kickoff unit is out on the field, and they will send this one away. An incredibly short kick fielded way up there.
First and 10 at their own 38-yard line.
The Raven offense set at the line for this next drive. Look at the clock. Everyone knows the situation. Probably time here for one final play.
And we know what that play is going to be. It's got to be some sort of Hail Mary, throwing it towards the end zone and hoping someone can catch it or catch it off of a tip. Think back to 2015. Didn't we see Green Bay pull that off twice in the season? Once in the regular season, once in the playoffs. So stranger things have happened. It'd be interesting to see what the defensive strategy is about who they put on the field to try and knock that ball away.
So it's a victory here for the New York Jets. And with that, our journey begins, Charles. Week one in the books. Going to be a great season.
Preseason behind.